Donald Trump's new press secretary might be the perfect person for the job. Watch what she says about the hosts of The View. You are not going to want to miss this.
That's just a little weird. Joining us now with more, incoming White House press secretary Karoline Leavitt. Karoline, I'm so thrilled to have you with me. And you would think, ABC, having just paid $15 million for a defamation lawsuit, would think not to engage in conspiracy theories about assassination attempts, but I guess that's too much to ask from The View. I mean, I got to ask you, because they said it, are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs?
Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that. And watching this clip, I couldn't help but think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years. They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wake up. They just paid $15 million to President Trump's future library. That's a great thing for the American people.
It is. I wanted to start with that crazy absurdity, because during my tenure as White House press secretary, there was a lot of absurdities coming from the press. I remember one briefing where Ryan Lizza bizarrely asked me if Trump was happy that the South lost the Civil War, to which, you could see me, I stopped, I looked at him and said, that is absurd. I mean, you'll deal with these kind of crazy questions from the White House podium. How do you plan to deal with it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I absolutely will. I feel prepared to do that. I've been facing the media now, speaking on behalf of President Trump on the campaign trail for the past couple of years. And we are expecting the media to be hostile. However, Kaylee, if you do talk to a lot of these reporters off the record, they will tell you they look forward to more press transparency and access. And while we will expose the fake news when they are fake, we will hold them accountable for their lies and smears of President Trump. I can also assure the American people that they are going to be hearing directly from the leader of the free world. And the press likes to hear that, too. That's something that has not happened over the past 4 years. We've had an incompetent, senile president, as proven by that scathing Wall Street Journal report that came out today and you discussed on the show earlier. You have a press secretary who hardly knows what's going on in the building and never gives honest and truthful answers. All of that is going to change on January 20th, as evidenced by President Trump's press conference at Mar-a-Lago this week, where he took nearly 90 minutes worth of questions from the legacy media. And so nobody cares about access more than President Trump. You knew that as his press secretary. That's going to change come in January. But will continue to hold the fake news accountable.
How funny is it that people who despise Donald Trump and try and trip up his press secretary on a daily basis, these corrupt reporters, they are relieved that he's coming back into the White House because it makes their job that much easier. When you have to deal with Joe Biden, who's constantly hiding, never gives any interviews, and even when he does, on a rare blue moon event, he only answers a select group of questions and he wants to know what they are ahead of time. Whereas Donald Trump will walk in on a whim and he will answer any questions thrown his way. It doesn't matter if you are his biggest critic or his biggest supporter, he's going to answer you regardless, because that's what the American people deserve. He recognizes that. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump. This has to do with the sanctity of the President of the United States and how they need to be as transparent as possible with the American people. And it seems to me he's the only president in the modern era that has gotten the memo, because he gives interview after interview. This man does not get tired. He's just trying to be as forthright as possible to the American citizens.
I read this report from Media Research Center that there's been 96% negative coverage from the broadcast networks of Trump's cabinet picks. And yet polling shows a majority of Americans support them. And the reason I wanted to bring this up, and I would never ask you to reveal, a conversation you had with a reporter, so I just want to ask for a general characterization. You'd think after Trump got more popular raw vote count than any Republican in the history of presidential politics, won the popular vote, that there would be some press that's eating crow right now. In any of your conversations, do you get a sense that reporters are stepping back and saying, look, he's doing something right, and maybe we need to reassess how we look at this presidency?
I do think a lot of members of the legacy media are realizing that. I thought that was evident at the press conference at Mar-a-Lago this past week, where the questions truly were focused on the issues of the day. And there are a lot of problems plaguing our country and the American people right now. We are still entangled in a war in Ukraine. The Middle East is chaotic. We have inflation that's still robbing the American people of their hard-earned paychecks. We have a border that continues to be a mess. We have hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrant criminals roaming free in our country. And so I hope that the media will focus on the issues that matter to the American people, the issues that led them to vote in a resounding way for President Trump on November the 5th. That's what President Trump is focused on more so than ever. We have an array of executive action that will be rolled out on day one to change the lives of the American people immediately. We have the House, we have the Senate. President Trump has big plans for Capitol Hill. And so I hope the legacy media will take a step back and realize that the American people haven't listened to their lies. Trust in the legacy media is at an all-time low. And President Trump ran in an untraditional media lane on the campaign trail. It's a big part of the reason he won, because he sat down with podcasters and social influencers and new voices that the American people are clearly listening to. And as President Trump's press secretary, we're going to find new ways to bring those voices into the briefing room as well, which I think will be a very effective way to continue to get the president's message out to the American people. Clearly, he did it on the campaign trail. We will continue that in the White House.
Caroline Leavitt, you are always on offense. You are incredibly intelligent. I am so thrilled you are White House press secretary. You are going to do a phenomenal job, and you have a lot of people cheering you on. They're blessed to have you.
The great thing about Trump is the moment that he got elected, he was ready to hit the ground running. He already had an idea of what his cabinet would be before he got elected. He's always forward looking. He's trying to get the ball rolling early. His first day in office, I would not be surprised if he set the record for the most executive orders signed in one single day. He's ready to put America back on the right track. I think we're about to enter the glory years of America. All the stars are aligning. He's putting all the right people in the right places. He's got RFK by his side, Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, and the list goes on. He's going to do everything in his power to ensure the American citizens come first. For far too long, the bureaucratic elites in this country have sold out the American people for their profit. It's time the elected officials in our country do the right thing by the American people, and I believe under Donald Trump's leadership, they're going to have to do that, or they're going to hit the unemployment line, because he's not going to be playing around with it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this down below. What was your favorite cabinet pick that Donald Trump had? My personal favorite might be Tom Homan, because he's got a big job ahead of himself, and I think he's the right man to get it done. But yeah, let me know yours down below. I'd love to hear that. And if you enjoyed, make sure to smash that like, comment, subscribe, and wish you guys nothing but the best. Till next time.